Hey there. Surf hurricane season is underway, it looks like. I thought I'd jump on and do a video and show you some products that I've not shown before and provide the current forecast for what's expected to be Hurricane Erin here in a few days. So this is the current satellite image, the infrared satellite that shows that there is some better development overnight or over the last 12 hours with this tropical system, tropical storm Erin. And by all indications, the models have been showing for it maybe even out 7 days now, back 7 days, that this would become a system. Early on, it showed it actually hitting the East Coast. Now it looks like it's going to recurve. So let's move on to the National Hurricane Center. And this is their forecast as of Thursday morning at 5 a.m. And you can see this storm is expected to become a hurricane by tomorrow and a major hurricane over the weekend. And it's going to be in a nice position here off the East Coast to provide surf. So, on to the forecast. I wanted to first start out by showing this is Tropical Tidbits. I wanted to give a shout out there. And this is the GFS ensemble out when Erin is expected to be off the East Coast, Southeast Coast. And what this is showing, these are multiple models, and this kind of larger area of low pressure uh, is just an indication of the spread in about 30 different model simulations. So there's still some uncertainty on where it's going to end up off North Carolina. It looks like North and South Carolina. Uh, I, I'm skeptical that it'll make landfall. I think it stays off the coast, but models over the last couple of days have it inching a little closer to the coast than it was a few days ago. So we can get into the surf forecast, and this is the current spaghetti surf. Just a quick minute here on spaghetti surf. This is what this entire surf forecast methodology centers on. And hurricane uh, surf is a great example of how this ensemble-based surf forecast can be beneficial. So I'm going to zoom in here. This interface has these orange dots are all the surf breaks, and these other colored dots are the different buoy measurements off the coast. I won't get into this, but I think I did a video, one of the last videos that showed this interface, and it has the current uh, conditions essentially over the entire world from the NOAA buoy database that's updated each hour. So you can come here and easily scan all the different buoys and the measurements in your area. I think it's one of the best interfaces on the web for looking at current conditions. But on to the forecast. So I'm going to focus right now on Wrightsville Beach and zoom in here, and we'll do the surf forecast for Wrightsville Beach. And again, this is spaghetti surf. It was the whole idea came about because of surf forecasting and how ensembles have been used in recent years to look at potential for hurricane landfall or just to document or to forecast hurricane tracks. So in this context, we're looking at the surf from these hurricanes from the various forecasts from the hurricane models. And this is based on the GFS ensemble. And you can see here that uh, there's some quite sizable surf expected if if this track verifies. Again, it's almost a week out, a little less than a week out now, with the bulk of the swell hitting on Wednesday, next Wednesday. And what's incredible about this is the wave period is above 15 seconds, and we're starting to see surf potential in the 10-foot plus range for Wrightsville Beach, which is quite incredible. So we can look at a couple breaks here. This is Wrightsville Beach. Uh, a few things to note. It looks like the initial front runners, they arrived late Wednesday, or excuse me, late Monday, the 18th of August. And there's a jump up in the swell here. Basically, ground swells are long period waves from the storm as it develops. And then on Tuesday, that jumps up over head high, around head high. And then the bulk of the swell again comes in Wednesday. And this will be general for the entire East Coast, but the size range will obviously be different for different breaks. Wrightsville Beach takes a southeast swell quite nicely, so it's has greater than 10-foot surf potential for this storm on Wednesday, and then even some residual surf on Thursday. The unfortunate thing is the winds do not look ideal on Wednesday, but they're relatively light early in the morning uh, and generally all day, so it's not a terrible wind, but it won't be super glassy if this verifies. So let's look at Hatteras. So this should be fun. The current forecast again for Hatteras, similar to Wrightsville Beach, as these waves are going to be hitting the East Coast with similar timing. But we're looking at potential for 15-foot surf. I mean, this is a quite substantial swell. I could look at the surf table here and go down to let's see, next uh, Wednesday and look at the actual swell offshore, and we have something on the order of 10 foot at 16 seconds offshore, which translates uh, to something larger than 10 foot as it hits the sandbars off Wrightsville Beach, or in this case, Hatteras. So that's an incredible swell potential for Cape Hatteras. We can look up in the northeast off of, let's say, Atlantic City in the Ben Gravy area, and it looks similar to Hatteras. They receive a southeast swell nicely, and this swell the peak is actually Thursday morning, a little further north, with similar wave potential as Cape Hatteras. So this should be an incredible swell for the Northeast U.S. Again, the winds could be an issue here where you do not have very favorable winds, unfortunately. But the surf's going to be there. So let's look off like Montauk, Long Island, which I'm sure would be a popular break here. And they face more south, the coastline, so it receives a southerly swell much better. And we actually have winds that are offshore here next Thursday where the swell peaks with surf potential, at least double overhead, if not triple overhead, with a wave period of 17 seconds maximum. Here we actually do have offshore winds next Thursday morning, so that could be an incredible, amazing potential surf session next Thursday morning off Long Island, in the entire island there of Long Island. So this looks great. I'm gonna quickly go back down south and look at Ponce Inlet, New Smyrna, and see what the models are showing there. Again, this is more of an easterly swell that it's going to receive if this verifies, and it again peaks on Wednesday with close to double overhead surf. Definitely well overhead with potential up near 10 foot with a 15-second period. And again, Tuesday could be a fun day as front runners late Monday. From my experience, these front runners are always behind schedule. So I would not expect much until Tuesday, and especially Tuesday afternoon. The surf should be picking up on the entire East Coast. And there's potential nice winds here Thursday and Friday, so good potential for residual surf in Florida with offshore winds in the morning, Thursday and Friday. So that would be a prime location to look at, or a prime potential spot to surf the east coast of Florida. So that is what I have. I did want to go back to Wrightsville Beach here and show you one other product. This is not on the main page, but it's my Super Surf Ensemble. And what this does is it pulls in even more model simulations. So you can see here again with this spaghetti surf context. And again, this is Wrightsville Beach, and it has more models. It's a busier plot, but it provides you a lot more information on what the models are estimating and the spread. So it's showing, 15 foot plus the main simulation, but you can see there's a lot of simulations that have the surf picking up a little earlier, potential for bigger surf, and these are probably model simulations where the Hurricane Erin, a potential Hurricane Erin, comes closer to the East Coast, sits right off Wilmington, and there's simulations. Model ensemble members that have Erin, a weaker storm, and further off the coast as well, so the wave heights aren't as high. But practically everything points to surf at surf potential of 10 foot is very likely. And to finalize this, this is potentially, I think this is one of the coolest plots. Uh, this is my five-dimensional surf, super surf ensemble plot, and each one, so the y-axis here represents different model simulations, and this is the x-axis is time, like the typical plots. But these are all different simulations for each. So let's go to Wednesday morning, and the main average, or the kind of the best guess simulation has surf at 10 foot. And to kind of navigate this plot a little bit better, uh, so we have the ensemble members, the different model runs, we have time, and the coloration is actually the wave height. The size of each one of these arrows is proportional to the wave power. So that considers the wave height and wave period, and the the direction of these arrows indicates the wave direction. So all of these at Wrightsville Beach are pointing, wave direction of about, east southeast here on Wednesday. And you can see here, the purpose of this is just to show kind of the spread more visually in terms of the direction and size and wave period and timing. You can see here some of these model runs have the surf picking up on Tuesday. So these are quicker. These are simulations or ensemble members that have a faster moving Erin. And there's actually some here up here at the top that have up to 10 foot surf. So there is possibility that Erin moves faster if some of these ensemble members are accurate. and the surf starts picking up substantially on Tuesday. But as you can see here on Wednesday, most of the model simulations, there's a few that have a weaker Erin that don't have that have surf, less than head high. Most of them have surf in the 10-foot to 15-foot range on Wednesday. So again, that's why we here at Surf-Metics think that the most likely scenario is Wednesday being the prime day. And then there's surf that residuals here at Wrightsville Beach that continue Thursday, and even in a little bit into Friday, but drops off substantially down to waist high by Friday. Graphic on what we expect for Erin in terms of the winds. So as we get into Sunday, this is when the National Hurricane Center expects, and the models are showing Erin really spins up into Category 2, Category 3 storm up likely. And then as we get into Tuesday, you can see a tighter winds here. And these winds are underrepresented because of the coarseness of the model simulation, but you can see that the eye gets tighter in the model, and the winds uh, get quite a bit stronger on by Wednesday. So the storm, again, this is the expected location using, this is actually the ECMWF, the European model, which we're not using for the wave forecasting. The GFS is being used, and you can see similar position. The European actually has has Erin closer to the coast here on Wednesday. And again, this, when you look at an ensemble like this or an ensemble like this with different estimations of wave height, this positioning of the system and differences between models is what's driving those differences in wave heights, obviously. So there's uncertainty with this for sure, but we are fairly certain that a hurricane will form and there will be surf the mid next week, substantial surf and potentially historic surf in some cases. So I appreciate your time, and I hope this is valuable.
Every time you come around, I feel like